much hotter than all the years. Number 3, human power fitness. A lot of women in Canada.
And as for what can you tell me about the world?
Now, for the world, the number 1 goal for the fastest.
Still to come on your Region Living, Rosie Del Campo visits the Valley School of Woodbridge, where some lucky students get to take a master class with Blake McGrath from So You Think You Can Dance. Plus, Teresa Luigo takes us shopping at Butterfree.
Anybody know what's the year coming up ahead of us? Any idea? 豬咩豬知唔知啊？金豬。What kind of pig is this year? Okay, excellent. 火豬嗱，我先用廣東話講咗片先啦。嗱，其實咧，每一個流年咧，中國嘅排列就要12生肖排列，就一路嚟次序嘅。但係佢每一個生肖咧，都有一個五行跟住。呢個五行咧就係金木水火土，而所以你睇流年咧，都唔可以淨係睇個生肖。Now every year is governed by one of the 12 horoscopic signs in our horoscope. But each sign is more than a sign. Each sign is also governed by a very specific element. Now, because out of the wish for luck, we always think that gold is luck. So a lot of Chinese people will call every year the golden something something year, regardless of the element. 但由於咧，我哋中國人喜歡吉祥咧，金咪代表多錢啦、好嘢啦，所以唔理乜鬼年咧都係金字落去，所以叫金豬年。其實今年咧就喺金木水火土裏邊唔係金豬年，唯一嘅金豬年咧就係1971年，所以今年係火豬年。Now, so the real golden pig year has to be dated back to 1971. This is the fire pig year. 咧再分咗金陰陽，所以今年咧亦都屬於陰豬年、陰火豬年。咁陰火同陽火有啲唔同，陽火就好燥嘅，有咩事又冇耐性，打親死先同你講嘢。陰火咧就穩重啲、溫柔啲，諗下先，所以會代表咗今年嘅特性。Now, when it's a yin fire year, people will tend to be milder, more gentle, more thoughtful, instead of rushing too much toward anything, like a positive fire year. Now, every 60 years, this year will repeat. So whoever born in 60 years ago, for example, 1947, you will also be born in the negative fire pig year, so as this year. So we call it a big cycle. 所以1947年出世嘅陰豬年嘅人咧，今年啱啱就變咗個花甲。花甲就啱啱60年，呢個其實數學嚟，因為有10個天干、12個地支，佢哋有共同數就啱啱60，所以又咁樣得出嚟。嗱，呢個火豬年有一個好處係乜嘢咧？就係火豬代表咗興旺。所以你過年過節咧，梗係用燒豬又唔會用真叫佢生豬俾你搞唔掂，梗係燒燶咗紅當當咁樣。所以紅當當亦都係火色，所以呢個火豬亦都代表吉祥。咁今年嘅世界嘅經濟咧，好自然就會興旺。Now, the fire pig year represents luck, represents fortune. That's why in a lot of Chinese occasions, whenever you have a big occasion, you always have a barbecue. 呢60年嚟啊，係最熱嘅一年，我哋傻咗今年。Now, for this year, besides the economy being very prosperous worldwide, another thing will stand out very largely. That is, this year, according to I Ching, is governed by fire over earth. So this would be a record hot year. So if you are in a business to do with cooling, you are going to stand to make a lot of money. So that's the number one thing that stands out for this year. 嗱，第二點咧，今年係好突出，就更勝往年突出嘅。今年個卦就係火地進，火嚟講咧就二陽夾一陰，地咧就係三陰，所以今年嘅卦就四陰二陽。四陰二陽嚟講咧，即係話今年嗰個女權啊，女性特別犀利，所以好多嘅機構咧，女人會做到主席啦，甚至國家咧好多國家 女人會選到，所以你今次美國大選呢，可惜就唔喺今年，係喺出年。如果今年選呢，阿 Clinton 老婆90%都會贏，出年未計，所以唔知。咁樣變咗有個問號喺度，時間問題乜都。Now the second thing that stands out very largely too in this year is because the fires on top 5 consists of 2 yang with 1 yin, 2 male with 1 female, and at the bottom there are 3 yins. Yin represents women, yang represents men. That means according to the I Ching, 2007 is composed of 4 women and 2 men. That means the women power really goes way up. That means a lot of corporations will be headed by women, and even on the political scale, a lot of women climb up to the head of state. And the unfortunate thing is that this year, if United States would hold their presidency election this year, Mrs. Clinton will win. But next year, I haven't calculated that yet. 民主黨出席機會報告，做唔做到美國總統就要睇出年，睇下兩權有冇先得，呢個好緊要。所以今年呢，如果你怕老婆出嘅老婆容易啲發達咁樣，因為今年女權勁啊。So for people who are married, if you respect your wife more, you stand a better chance to make more money. If you bully your wife, you better go to the garbage can this year, forget about it. Because the women power is far more important this year. So you can kind of ride on the train with them. 嗱，咁樣今年先講咗個方位，然之後我哋講個行業，然之後咧就講個12生肖。Now the sequence we are going to talk about is number 1. I'm going to tell you about the 8 different directions, positions. What are going to happen to them? What will be the good direction for the world and for your home? Then we're going to talk about different businesses. Then we're going to talk about different horoscopes. So this is going to be a real educational 1.5 hours for everyone. So don't miss out. You miss out and you will be sorry. And this is in the 蠟燭嗰個位咧，就叫做二黑。二黑係代表乜嘢咧？二黑係代表2件事嘅。第一件3件事應該講。第一就代表女權，都係女人權。第二咧，因為二為坤，坤就指女人，尤其是年紀較大嘅女人。第二咧，呢個二亦都代表咗係土，所以今年個地產一定唔會衰得去邊。所以好多人話今年地產唔掂，我就認為咧，你趁而家唔掂就快啲買屋，到佢今年年中年尾掂嗰陣時，你錢嚟掂。咁樣第3點咧就係病痛多，好多食物上嘅問題。咁呢3點係個蠟燭所代表嘅嘢。Now the governing power for 2007 is the number 2. The number 2 rules the center of the 9 stars. Now 2 represents 3 major things. Number 1, it represents women. That's why women controls. Number 2, especially older women, like those above 40 years old. Okay. Number 2 represents earth. That means let us say overall we do well this year. So those people who play this kind of gloom and doom stories, saying that real estate is going to fall down the path this year, we gave you an opportunity to make money. Because if you have the capital to invest in real estate, buy it now. So later on this year, when the price goes up, you instantly will make money. The holding point is only 6 months. Then you will make money. Number 3, 2 represents sickness. So there's a lot of food problems in certain parts of the world. Something to do with food, something to do with disease. 嗱，咁樣呢個有咩影響咧？影響就有地區啦。咁今年因為二黑入中咧，二黑咧代表嘅地方咧，因為中央點咧就有2個地方，一個咧就係中東，第二個咧就係中國，第3咧就係一個國家嘅中國。所以我嘅預測咧，今年中東咧係絕對唔會有太平。所以中東今年咧就犯咗人事，即係冇得太平。而中國今年個中部咧就犯咗咩咧？犯咗食物， 在中國咧係有史以嚟今年係最多食物出問題嘅國家，而且大部分集中喺中部。中部咧包括有江西啦、呢個河南南北啦、同埋啲陝西一帶啦，即係中原嘅地方。今年咧就會好多食物問題喺嗰度產生。咁呢個因為佢有立足點。另外加拿大嘅中部咧，譬如Saskatchewan嘅地方咧，今年容易再產生乜嘢咧？瘋牛症同食物有關，呢個喺嗰度產生。同埋美國嘅中部咧，譬如 Colorado 嗰啲咁嘅地方咧，今年亦都係同食物有關，亦都係同瘋牛症有關，所以今年有小型嘅瘋牛症。Now, representing places to center point in terms of the world would be the center part of the country, Middle East and China. Middle East has absolutely no chance to be peaceful this year because they're sitting right in the center of the two. The other two is China. China's problem mainly is the quality of food. So there will be a lot of food problems, mainly emerging from the center part of China. 就係醫療啦，因為佢今年係疫情入台咧，所以今年好多西藥係變唔到，所以咧亦都好多補償嘅問題，所以好多西藥咧以前好似乜嘢，今年會發覺咧好多後遺症，唔食死你一溝少解，所以你長期依賴西藥根本要諗清楚，同埋死咗都唔知死喺邊。Now the other represented part of the two is Western medicine. Western medicine is preferred, represented by the animal bird, represented by the number two. But two is a silver sign. That means a lot of Western medication that's relevant for years. This year will be discovered to have a lot of side effects. That means it can be fatal in the worst case. So if you rely on life and Western medication, you better think about it twice. And you're lucky to survive it. And you're very important. 嗱，咁喺經濟方面咧，呢個亦都係代表咗藥廠。今年咧，好多藥廠嘅大裁員，同埋咧亦都好多藥廠合併，好多藥物成日講分。Another thing to do in medicine is a lot of pharmaceutical companies throughout the world will be laying off a lot of people, and a lot of merger acquisitions among them, and a lot of arguments about drugs. I mean, what also work at that work, big highs and big lows to do drugs. So it also poses an opportunity. So if you watch it carefully, 嗱，即係中東有好多人講明啦。嗱，我今年又五黃埋曬，五黃係種殺之首。五黃如果你識得運用，我用風水嚟用個五黃殺咧，係一個運超大嘅。你唔識用咧，亦都唔會錢，或者好多衰嘅一齊嚟嘅嘢。所以東北今年咧有好問題。Now Northeast is the most extreme center this year. Northeast represents the number 5 years. 5 years is a very powerful sign. If you get the help of the 5 years, you're going to do so well so fast as incredible. If you don't know how to use the 5 years, you can be problem. You can go bankrupt and get very sick in no time. So very extreme sign. And this is Northeast. That means in Canada, you are going to see a lot of arguments in Quebec. So Quebec is going to have a lot of problem again about independence, about Quebec laws, try to be accused, try to come back up to power. So if you have properties in Montreal or Quebec somewhere, you better cash out because the real estate will collapse this year before it goes back up again. 因為同埋咁爆嘅地方會在於朝鮮同埋日本嘅北部開頭，同埋咧呢個台灣嘅北部，同埋加拿大嘅東北部，即係講咩會同嘅。Now the Northeast is also represent the sickness. The sickness will really originate from Northeast to China, Korea, northern part of Japan, northern part of Taiwan, and also northeast part of China. Such a so we are about to see a small opening of the deviation from the birth fluid. So be careful with that, but is it not serious? The answer is no, they're not serious, but they will. So you 因為咧我哋有一個經驗知道要所以呢個係公關個情況。嗱咁樣講咗咁多唔好嘢，咁仲有一個唔好嘅講法先，呢個就一半唔好，係今年嘅西位。嗱今年嘅西位咧，今年嘅門窗位亦都係今年嘅30位，咁所以係一半唔好。文昌主讀書，所以以個國際性嚟講咧，代表性咧就係美國嘅代表性係亞洲。咁樣呢個即係話咧，你今年個高科技有冇突破嘅？咁高科技公司咧好多好新嘅，亦都好多新嘅發明。今年一定有新嘅軟件同硬件都會出現，所以你中意搞機嗰啲咧，今年好多機搞緊，因為今年好多嗰啲高科技發展。Now the west side is a learning center in the triple cultural center for this year. And representing that the United States and especially California. That means we are about to see a picture of the high-tech sector. You're going to see a lot of high-tech companies coming up, a lot of acquisitions, mergers, you buying one buying the other one, a lot of breakthroughs in both hardware and software. So if you keep a close eye on high-tech, you have very high chance to make a lot of money this year. But you have to keep in mind on companies that are going to be acquired by companies such as Google, such as Oracle, such as Microsoft. So this is like to be money. 所以喺呢個高科技嚟講咧，西岸羅省三藩以對出嘅太平洋會有大地震。溫哥華嘅西岸出邊都有地震，但係就冇咁嚴重，但係就會影響到溫哥華嘅地產業績。所以咧，如果你溫哥華有房地產咧，早就做着穩陣，一係就等佢跌再買，因為其實冇事。不過你知人敏感嘅，一跌親就唔值錢嘅嘢。Now, representing the west side would be California and the west side of that, and also British Columbia and the west side of it. I'm predicting quite a few earthquakes on the Pacific side of North America. Outside Los Angeles, outside San Francisco, even outside Vancouver, you're going to see an earthquake outside Vancouver. Could be as far high as 5.7 Richter scale. That can cause a trauma in the real estate market in Vancouver. So the model is, if you're holding real estate in Vancouver, sell it now. If not, when the price drops, buy in. Because long term it still makes money. Okay, keep in mind that way. 所以而家溫哥有地產咧，而家賣先賺咗錢先，等佢一冧咧再買咁錢加埋你揾錢。呢個如果你有錢嘅話，但呢個長線啊，你如果聽日要等開飯就唔好制啊，呢個溫哥華有咁嘅問題喺度。嗱，三煞咧亦都代表戰亂，所以美國咧今年係冇可能逃出戰亂，所以中東咧係繼續越搞越好，越搞越危險。我預測佢唔止啲搞埋中東，仲搞埋非洲，嗰個變咗一鑊泡沫過今年經濟。我啱啱尋日前喺美國發覺咧，外華外表咧好裏邊好慘嘅，啲生意冇人冇做生意，連啲牙醫都冇人去整。除非你黑鬼區就有人去剝，有錢佬區冇人整牙醫啦。一窮嘢牙醫都揾唔到食，就因為咧外華來去外邊好漂亮，裏邊冇錢，國債太犀利。咁加拿大嘅西邊 BC 省係點咧？好多工會問題，啲工會沉寂咗幾年咧，根本係生晒，又要攞權呢個，咁樣搞死咗啦。嗱，有一樣嘢你哋都唔知啊，有冇聽過咩叫海鮮價？溫哥華裝修嘅海鮮價喎，今日話10蚊一尺，今晚可以12蚊，聽日可以20蚊。所以如果你做裝修揾唔到食咧，溫哥華同埋卡爾你想唔發達得幾難？冇咁多人用。Okay, now the other side about the triple conflict is volatilities about people. So United States will be deeply involved in the Middle East. There's absolutely no chance that they can get out. They not just that they cannot get out, they are going to get involved in more troubles, including Africa. Can you believe it? US are going to Africa, so they're going to be more trouble financially. And in British Columbia, we are about to see a lot of also labor problems. After being quiet for several years, they are coming back in power. They want more benefits, which can put a real dampening effect on BC. So if you have money, you should put your money in real estate in Toronto, but not Vancouver. So very important. So that is the west side， 咧就正中、東北同埋正西三個方位。咁今年最好嘅方位邊度咧？今年最好方位喺西南，西南係今年嘅財位。嗱 ，the best center for this year is southwest. Southwest is a money center for 2007. That means if you want to make some money at home, don't forget find out where your southwest corner is at home. You put a big fat piggy bank there, put some money in it. You're starting to make some money. But representing the world, we will be talking about, in terms of USA, Los Angeles down to San Diego. Okay, there will be some kind of prosperity in finances. 咁樣呢個西南嘅代表咧就比較廣泛啲，咁樣喺個代表性咧就包括咗羅省同埋以南聖地牙哥嗰度嗰一小撮啊，今年會比較興旺。咁因為嗰小撮就包括咗荷里活嘅，所以今年嘅電影行業咧幾好唔錯。Now the portion I just talked about would include Hollywood. That means the show business, the entertainment business is coming back to a bit live， 都唔錯嘅其實，就係今年嘅正位。嗱，正南位嚟講咧，就係今年嘅熱鬧位主動，同埋正南位嚟講要變，佢又變，所以咧南位係好刺激嘅今年。嗱 ，the other center I would say still fairly good center is south. South is a travel center for this year, but it's also a center for change. That means we are going to see southern countries going to do fairly well financially, but they are also going through a lot of changes. Representing south would be South Africa, India, but also South America. So South America is the one that stands out. In other words, politically speaking, if they have been democratic countries, they are about to become communism. If they are communist countries, they are going to become capitalism. So you are going to see a lot of changes in South America. 第一個好明顯嘅轉變咧就南美，南美嚟講咧，因為佢今年係第二個最好方位啦，代表經濟好啦，發展快啦。喺世界嘅水準嚟講咧，南美經濟發展咧今年排行第三。但係喺排行第三之中咧，因為佢一轉變咧，所以共產國家咧會變成資本國家，資本國家變歸晒共產國家，所以今年南美仲有一半國家變共產國家。所以咧，如果你係南美玩咧，我都唔知佢崇拜邊個啦，我變咗假共產，其實就係、其實你嘅共產國家咧就話事啲人攞晒錢，人民冇權界啫，唔係真共產國家。So basically now we help those countries become communism countries. Okay? Now, but the most communism country, Turkey was Greece. I don't think Qatar will go this year. Okay, that means there's a huge change in the world. 但另外一個調翻轉，可能國家就係古巴，因為古巴我哋7%係和美國尤其是比較溫和啲，有咩事情嘅話，咁代表東位嘅地方咧就係日本。Now, the number 2 best center for this year is the East. The East has been known for quite a few years. This year is into the center of happiness, the center of joy. That means these people will be more mellowed down, more willing to negotiate. Representing the East will be Japan. That means Japan will be more than willing to mellow down and kind of cooperate with China in many fronts, not like the past. So Japan comes like what I said about last year. I said toward the end of 2006, there would be major earthquakes between Japan and Taiwan. Did anybody witness that? It happened twice. Even knocked down 4 major ocean cables, affecting internet for investments. 連嗰啲咁嘅海底電纜都震斷4條，所以都係個地震幾咁威力，人好渺小啊！嗱，咁樣呢個東南位咧就係今年嘅桃花位，兼夾係偏財位。 Now the southeast part represents the romance center and also the speculative money center. So that in other words, southeast is the second money center for this year. 所以東南位係今年第2個財位。嗱呢個財位唔同西南嘅正財位，係呢個偏財位，即係話如果你喺東南方開賭場嘅範圍。咁樣呢個東南位嚟講咧，代表性嘅係乜嘢咧？代表性係香港同埋台灣同埋廣東同埋福建4個地方。喺呢一度咧就代表性就多倫多或者南省。換句説話咧，多倫多就係今年加拿大嘅第2個財位，亦係偏財位。因為偏財代表性係乜嘢咧？唔係淨係去賭錢嘅偏財，股票都係偏財。所以多倫多今年嘅股票會非常強烈，股票會升。但係就屬於一種冒險性嘅，即係話會帶動埋咧多倫多嘅經濟。Now representing Southeast in the world would be Taiwan, Hong Kong, Fujian, Guangdong, and China side. Over this side, in Canada side, representing that would be South Ontario, especially Toronto. That means Toronto is the second money center of Canada for this year. But this is speculated income, speculated money center. That means the stock markets will do very well in Toronto this year. So if you're in the business to do with investments in stock markets, you should do well. That also means real estate will also do well in Toronto because it's sitting in the second money center. So if the CMHC said it's bad, if the world says it's bad, it's time to bring more money. You just hope the world says Toronto is bad. That's a time. 唔妥咧，就係台灣咧會好多政治醜聞，好多政治醜聞，但係香港會攞唔起。所以香港嘅特性咧就係政治冇改變，冇改變咧即係話邊個做開乜就繼續做。所以特首咧曾特首咧會做翻，冇人會覆過去其他嗰個嘅陪襯助氣嘅啫，配角嚟嗰個冇乜用。但係如果我配角唔好睇嘅知道。Now, so the southeast part will also have something interesting. Number one, there would be some political black spots in Taiwan, kind of, unthinkable events. In Hong Kong, it's actually more stable. That means whoever has been in power will continue to be in power in Hong Kong this year. Not a bad thing. So you aren't going to see much change. But financially, economically, Hong Kong is going to do extremely well this year. So the East is land number 3 in this world for this year. 所以 Southeast status. 所以今年嘅東南位咧喺眾多科位咧排行第3。記住啊，第1西南，第2東，第3東財位退氣嘅28位退氣咯。即係話今年個油價雖然高企，但係咧就偏向唔會太高，所以變咗油價會跌。即係嗰個油嘅股份啊，股票會跌。Now because Alberta is going through a preceding period, that means the oil price will not just stabilize. As a matter of fact, for the trend, it's going to come down a bit. That means they are not going to make as much money as they used to. 咁樣剩翻個方位咧就係西北，西北嚟講咧就係今年嚟講啊比較一個好活躍，係好興旺嘅位，都唔係一個差位，但係就唔係財位，今年會好多嘢發生。Now northwest part is the real activity for this year. So a lot of happenings, a lot of movements, but it's not the money center, so it's just mainly for establishing for the future. 所以西北嚟講咧，今年代表變動同埋咧都係一個未係財位，開嚟籌劃將來嘅一個位就係西北。咁樣就係今年嘅9大方位。Any questions about the 9 centers for this year？ 有冇火土金行業？最唔好就水木。The 3 top businesses for this year include fire, oil, and metal. The weakest are water and wood. Let me cover the bad sides first, then talk about the good side. 咁我哋先講得唔好嘅先啦，等佢哋知道唔好避一避我哋休息講好。今年咧有水木行業不宜，咁呢個水咧亦都代表好鬼發展。水咧代表咗旅遊，代表咗咧係零售，亦都代表咗咧係食用嘅水，亦都代表污水處理，呢4種都係水。 咁因為今年個水不利咧，就邊度會犯水咧？係北角犯水，南邊咧就犯咗。咁即係話加拿大代表北角啦，即係北方國家啦，就特別多水患，唔淨止去水有問題，你會發現今年特別係有史以嚟咁多水患。第二咧就係食水有問題，咁咧當然都製造咗一個做生意機會。譬如你做個生意就係污水處理嘅，或者咧係淨水嘅，咁揾錢。Now the first negative business has to do with the water. So this is double-edged sword. So the representing water is Canada. Canada is a water country. That means in Canada we are going to have a lot of problems with water. That will include flooding, too much rainfall, too much water, and also the sewage system. We are about to see a record problem of sewage problems in the fastest growing cities such as Toronto. 城市越發展得快越多水患，即係多倫多，所以受到從旅遊方面咧，今年咧就極高，今年好多問題會喺高處發生，山啦、冧山啦、飛機問題啦、爬山跌倒啦，同埋高樓出事啦、冧樓啦，今年都有一個問題，所以呢個咧亦都喺高處生活嘅人咧，就不如喺低處咁樣，高處不勝寒，總有呢三種。Now, the most representative for the wood business had to do with clothing sale, textile business, herbal business, and also the wood business itself. So we're about to see some problems with wood, some wood being wasted, or some problem with the chopping of wood that would be disallowed or something. But the major problem with clothing is related back to the life cycle of different countries. Clothing business, like the textile manufacturing part of it, will do very poorly, especially in Canada, United States, and Europe. So if you are in Toronto, you better get out of textile for this year. 嗱，今年嚟講咧，呢個牧業咧就要睇嗰個國家。嗱，所以喺加拿大嚟講、美國嚟講、歐洲嚟講咧，製衣業今年唔同啲。調翻轉，大陸、印度、菲律賓嗰啲咁嘅地方製衣wood business Chinese medicine. We are about to see a lot of different associations being set up. For example, Toronto. These associations, instead of cooperating, they're going to fight each other. So nobody knows who has to say. Nobody knows who's the real one. So it's going to be very confusing, a little bit messy. Because they better unite after they hear my speech in front of Chinese medicine. 電腦行業、電機行業、能源行業嗰啲全部係可以。Now the best of the great business would be to do with fire. The most typical fire businesses have to do with communications, entertainment, electronics, electrical computers, energies, and also show business. This will tend to do quite well this year. So that we are about to see a breakthrough of energy for this year. Somebody's going to invent something or modify something. So new opportunities are right at our doorsteps. 嗱，今年嚟講咧，最大嘅突破係能源。能源嘅突破咧，我哋會發覺第一個特性咧，就係一種新嘅能源嘅發生。其實我成日都話咧，最好能源係乜嘢嚟㗎？最好能源燒垃圾。嗰啲垃圾搞唔掂，如果發明一個燒垃圾製造能源又唔會污染嘅積雲閥，聽日你都唔使翻工變咗。Now the most beneficial for mankind and the most profitable for yourself would be a business to do with energy. If you invent a way you can burn garbage, tons and tons of garbage we have, to create energy yet to prevent pollution, you become an instant millionaire, multi-millionaire. You no longer need好嘢啦，總之係高科技嘅嘢。但係啲公司揾錢啊，你唔好睇佢可憐。Now another good thing is to do with communications. That means a lot of high-tech technologies are going to work together to form something in a capsule. So that means you can buy one get 10 free. You buy one feature and get 10 feature in the company. Really free. So if you hold on, you're going to save some money buying them. 同埋今年咧，我會睇能源啊，會睇儲藏啊。 即係你攞嚟影相嗰支棍仔咧，今年會平好多，因為今年會有突破，就變咗慢慢正下，將來咧就會取代咗錄音帶，亦都取代咗你嘅 CD DVD， 將來 DVD 都冇㗎啦，不動到大動，大動做不動。嗰時能源就由不動到大動，動到唔清唔楚。就係個土業，土業最具代表乜嘢咧？就係、地產行業。咁地產行業咧就要睇地運，唔係話地產行業任何都好啊。咁又係睇多倫多地運。Now let's take Toronto for example in terms of real estate. Now Southwest will do quite well this year. Southwest will be represented by the corner of the southwest part of Toronto, the entertainment center, such as King and Duff. Parkdale, amazing Parkdale is coming back alive. 所以今年咧，呢、個多倫多地產咧嗰、個主力去咗邊咧？邊度真係賺錢咧？就西南嘅南邊嗰賺錢，包括 Parkdale 同埋咧北富同埋呢個偏大嗰啲咁嘅舊屋新嗰啲咧，今年會，因為今年個財位就係喺呢一個望市嗰度。Another good area for real estate in Toronto this year is Vaughan. That would include Woodbridge and also Maple. So if you are Italians and living there, you're going to make money because you real estate 長，即係變咗係停咗啲，因為有水庫嘅地方。嗱咁樣呢個中部咧，呢、個即係北約克啦嗬。呢、個叫蓮藕谷樓即係嗰度，今年反應唔錯，因為坐正係土位中央。嗰度啲地產係千萬嘅。Now another very powerful center for real estate in the center part. That would be Willowdale for Toronto. So if you own real estate in Willowdale, you are about to make good money through this year. Because that is the center of the Earth Center for this year. So Earth will do well. 咁樣第三個好嘅行業乜嘢咧？就係、金。嗱，最典型嘅金業咧就係、汽車啦、黃金啦、鋼鐵啦、銅啦、鉛啦。咁樣呢啲咧都係加拿大最好嘅嘢嚟嘅，所以加拿大今年經濟唔係差。Now the number 3 most prosperous business has to do with metal. And the most typical metal businesses have to do with automobiles, cars that is, and also steel, nickel, aluminum, copper 咧，反而好慘啊！今年大裁員，唯一嘅生存辦法咧，就係同呢個歐洲或者日本公司合作，佢先有生機。如果單憑自己唔得，所以咧對工會嚟講咧，工會害死佢。你諗唔到嘅咧，就係舊年卡蘇咧，佢哋話你中國出嘅車咧係過去咗20年啦，已經係你落後啦。今年佢哋嚇死佢哋，本地猛進，今年中國車，而且有機會維修。It covers the different kinds of businesses, but in Toronto, if you are in restaurant business, would you do well? The good news is you will do well. The eating business will do well this year, provided you have good food and clean food. Good but clean. So more visible in Toronto. 嗱，今年有個特別嘅情況咧，就係、特別多引人結婚啊，尤其是喺多倫多呢邊。嗱，好多人話盲年唔結得婚㗎，其實嗰啲係純粹迷信。中國人太多迷信啦，都冇無厘頭啊，都講唔出。何謂盲年咧？盲年即係立咗出先過年都冇所謂。What is a blind year? A lot of Chinese people thought you cannot get married in a blind year. That's bullshit. Because blind year means February 4, the first day of the new year, comes before the Chinese New Year day. That's all. And because you work on 360-day calendar versus the Western 365-day calendar, so calendars are different. So sometimes the first day of New Year is first, sometimes it's last. That also means every 4 or 5 years we have to leave a whole month, whereas the Western calendar leave a whole day. That's all. 翻返何非凡時代啊，老婆與老唔可愛啊！有冇睇何非啲 The Four Wealthiest Signs in General 喺12生肖裏邊，你可唔可以講俾我聽4個，即係一般性嘅啫嚇，最有錢嘅生肖，即係比較上都唔會窮得係邊個生肖？第一係乜嘢？第一咪豬咯。Number 1 is a pig. That's why they are so fat. There's a lot of piggy banks. 收車辛苦啲咯。譬如簽啊 wealthy sign is a pig. What do you think the number 2 would be? Okay, I get to it. Let's talk about the pig for a minute. So we have at least 3 little pigs here. I won't mention names. Okay, I'm one of them, so it's okay. 嗱，我其中一隻瘦豬，所以咁辛苦，我做死你嘅瘦豬。只不過容易病，身體冇咁好，會攰，但係其實唔係咁差。今年因為喺五行豬裏邊咧，今日水火到豬最好就係火豬。所以火豬今年就貴人當道，貴人助顧，所以逢凶化吉。屬豬嘅人今年一啲都唔差今年，但係因為佢坐正太歲咧，就一定要帶動。所以豬嘅人係如果多啲旅行啦。我今年一月到而家去到美國3次，溫哥華1次。Because this is a fire pig year, this is a roast pork year. Fire pig, in the fire pig year, there's a lot of lucky signs. So if you're born in the year of pig, you actually will do quite well this year. The second sign is a rat. Mickey Mouse, born in 1948, 67 to 84. 1948、60、72、84出世有冇？點解冇？老鼠嘅個性咧比較尖端啲啦，多嘢講啲啦，同埋咧就中意收埋啲嘢嘅。所以老鼠喺4大財富嘅生肖裏邊咧，都屬於藏到錢嘅生肖，唔係最好嗰個係藏到錢。排行幾排行第4。Okay, the red is red number 4 of the money signs. 只係排第4啫，穩陣。因為收埋個老鼠個嘴冇晒都收唔到幾多啦，就咁解咧。桃花最多12生肖裏邊。The red is the number 1 sign for romance, for flower signs, as I said, for this year. So if you haven't got a boyfriend or girlfriend yet, and if you're red, chances are you'll be overburdened with them. 所以呢隻老鼠咧，顧住太多桃花 to do with buying and selling, to do with people. If in the year of red, you will do very well. But if you hide it behind the desk, you won't make money this year. So that's red. 咩好命啊？捱命啊？唔係啊，牛係代表12生肖最硬頸嗰個，最固執嗰個。The ox is the number 1 stubborn sign of the 12 signs. They would make the best husband or wife because they would not betray you that much. But you better be soft. Because there's an old Chinese saying, to get the ox to drink water, the ox had to be willing to do it. If the ox doesn't want to do it, there's no way you can make it drink water. 因為勞碌啲啦，同埋屬牛嘅人咧，今年犯咗咩？犯咗陰宅，所以咧就少啲去墳場、殯儀館、去醫院都係陰宅嚟嘅，因為醫院死人多過殯儀館嘅，唔知你有冇做過統計？所以少啲去嗰個地方揾實事實幹，就揾啲熟雞人幫啦，唔適宜創業，唔適宜再多適宜動，多啲去旅行，佢係熱馬星嚟。Now the ox people is then one of the 3 most important travel signs. So if you are in the business to do moving around, okay, you will do well. If you're staying still, just be conservative. Don't try anything. 第3個咧就係老虎，老虎有個385062746，有冇老虎喺度？又係The young lady keeps pushing up the hand. She's every sign. Not bad. Now the tigers, out of the 12 signs, the tigers tend to be typical tiger, the most important sign. The Western equivalent of the tiger is the Leo. 所以喺個西洋生肖學咧，個就係獅子座同埋中國嘅屬老虎嘅人相同。轉工、專業、創業或者搞大佢。Now, if you are born in the year Tiger, you are number 2 of all the 12 signs. So you should expand your business if you have one. If you haven't started a business, you should probably start your business. 星咧，同埋嗰個幸運星咧，都會幫到呢個老虎嘅，唔錯嘅。所以咧，你屬老虎啊，今年做老虎公好老虎乸好都唔怕啦，今年。嗱，跟住咧就係今年12生肖最好嘅生肖兔仔，兔仔就1939呢個有冇喺度？51637587。The number 1 sign for this year is a rabbit. Rabbits are born in 1930, 951, 63, 75, 87, and the rabbits 冇啊，好情緒化㗎。但係亦都係第二個最性感嘅喎，睇下性唔性感先。The rapid people are the #1 moodier sign of the 12 signs, and also rank #2 in terms of being sexy. Okay, so you can look around the rapid, see if you can find one. Now, 咁樣屬兔仔嘅人咧，如果今年係紅苗星大動，亦都係多。如果未結婚嘅兔仔今年咧，極之可以結婚。如果結咗婚嘅人咧，公班唔錯。嗱，唔好假假震得嘅。咁樣即係人做人事嘅嘢，今年好唔錯，係主權仲大過主財。所以今年屬兔嘅人，如果打工會升級；如果唔係做嘢咧，可以掌到權。龍啦，因為從個九衝啦。今年龍咧就相反幾唔錯嘅，亦都係排行第4、第5咁上下，係好多諗頭啊！今年屬個龍嘅人，一樣嘢諗出10樣嘢，所以今年咧有多少神遊太虛嘅屬龍嘅人，要再捉翻落嚟，好似升天咁樣。Now the dragon people are very imaginative this year. They have a lot of ideas. They are like floating, flying in the air. So if you are born in the year of the dragon, make sure that you look at how to make your dreams come true and not just to play your dreams. 3、6、5、7、7、8、9. Now the one against the pig. So the one that you have to be more careful about is snake. That would be 1953, 65, 77, 89. And the snakes 蛇係捉得最緊要嘅，除非你犯命宮啫。今年蛇第一要小心咩咧？血光之災。所以咧，如果你係蛇咧，你就唔適宜做警察，唔適宜當軍，唔適宜做嗰啲暴力嘅嘢，唔適宜打劫人行。我記住啦。咁樣咧，但係你屬蛇嘅嘢咧，適宜貿易，適宜搞旅遊，適宜做買賣，但唔適宜賭錢。Now the snake people against the pig. As a result, there's a plus sign there. So you do not favor to be a soldier, to be a police, or to rob the bank or anything like that. You just snake forget it, you'll be in trouble. But if you are in the business to do with travel, to do with trading, and you travel a lot, as long as you don't gamble, you can still do well. So 1954, 66, 7, 8, 90. The next sign is a horse sign. Horse is 1954, 66, 7, 8, 90. And the horses, 屬馬人喺12生肖裏邊最冇呢個耐性喎。你叫佢聽講座，好似你坐成個下晝，你呢個好例喎，好特別啊！你梗係有啲特殊目的錯誤你屬馬嘅人。但屬馬嘅人今年12生肖裏邊最多財星。Out of the 12 signs, the horses rank #1 in terms of money. Okay, and then #3 overall. So they win the copper medal. Now the horse people would have had a lot of plans in the past that they want to do. This year is the year they should put the plans in practice and get the job done. Use that to make good money, so don't worry. 嗱，跟住個生肖就係羊，羊就係1955、67、79。The next one is sheep or the ram or the goat. Depends on where you come from. 會計師最好啊，就係羊啦。點解咧？一羊最識管錢。Because the sheep can know how to look after your money or hurt their money. It depends on which one you want to go. 所以羊本身今年嚟講咧，患得患失。做嘢咧，本來攞到會攞唔到，以為攞唔到又攞到。所以屬個羊今年就係要揾隻兔仔幫幫，或揾隻馬仔幫幫先掂。Now, the sheep people are a little changeable this year. A lot of the things they want to get, they won't get it. A lot of things they thought they couldn't get it, they get it. So it works the opposite. So if you're born in leadership, you try to get the help from the rabbits or from the horses. They can help the most. That's a sheep, really important. You cannot go it alone. So if you're the sheep, do not start a business on your own. You'll be in trouble. 44, 56, 68, 80, 92. And the monkeys 最冇耐性，但馬拉亦都係第二個最固執。Now, out of 12 signs, the monkey people are the #2 most impatient after the horse, but the #2 most stubborn after the ox. So if you know someone born in the monkey, you know how they are like. They say if you marry someone who's a monkey, you follow the monkey to run all over the mountains. They can sit still. 馬騮今年紅鸞星動，最好結婚，同埋今年人緣非常好。今年咧亦都有紫微座，所以咧會升職，所以今年馬騮唔錯嘅。其實今年好多生肖啦，雞咧係4大財富星嘅生肖排第2嘅。Now the Rooster people out of the 4 money signs is rank number 2 just after the pig, and they are born in 1945, 57, 69, 81，就1945、7、6、9、81出世。有冇屬雞嘅？最中意講嘢都屬雞啊，最中意拗頸啊！12生肖裏邊最中意拗頸就係雞。Out of the 12 signs, the one that can talk the most, that can argue the most is a rooster 咧，係第2個大熱馬嘅生肖。第1就蛇，第2雞，第3今年都係要周圍走啦。咁今年雞嚟講咧，適宜擴展，同埋適宜動發展新嘅行業，譬如你做開賣花生嘅，而家要賣呢個嘅啫。即係要做啲唔同嘅嘢，記住，我係要動中變中生財，不變就冇財。Now the Rooster people favor change. It's the number 2 change sign this year after the snake and before the ox. So if you are a Rooster, make sure you make changes to your nature of the business and make more movements. That's the only way you can make money. 嗱，最後一個生肖咧就係狗，12生肖裏邊咧，呢個就係代表性乜嘢咧？狗咧就係人哋話最忠心、最忠厚啦。其實狗咧係第3個最固執嘅生肖，係第2個最記仇嘅生肖。最記仇就係第2就係狗。嗱，啲狗咧就1946、58、70、82、94出世咧。And the snake sign is the one that can remember things that happened 50 years ago the most。所以每一個生肖有特性嘅，所以狗嚟講咧係好記仇，係第2最記仇，但第1最自我中心。所以見到最狗嘅人咧，知而氹唔易，馴佢哋係死梗，氹佢入邊。So if you know a flamboyant the dog, you have to be mellow. See like the dogs, you just tap the dog like this, the dog will love you. If you do the dog the other way, the dog will bite you. Same as a person. 嗱，舊年狗咧就犯太歲唔掂，今年狗啊屬於平穩年唔錯嘅，係主權。但係 the dog people suffer last year because they conflict with the dog. This year is the stable year the dog. Not good, not bad, just stable. A little bit sickness flow, a little bit of blood sign, so make sure you got a good check-up. 但係狗嘅人今日少犯咗血光災，所以咧最好咧就係做一啲驗身抽嘅嘢好啲。嗱，記住呢幾種生肖嘅特性啊！牛係最記仇，但係同狗一樣都忠心。狗咧第2最記仇，就比較自我中心。蛇嘅人係最中意翻舊帳，但係第1最性感嘅。所以你識到屬蛇嘅人咧，你最好冇做錯嘢，唔係50年後都抄翻你出嚟。